Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is the next video in my series of learning to fly, and this time we're going to cover crosswind circuits. So this was quite a traumatic lesson. We've never done crosswind circuits, well, never done crosswind landings before. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about how you can establish the wind direction, how you need to point the nose of the aircraft, so the direction that you need to fly in order to track, say, the direction of the runway, offsetting the wind effect. And then anticipation. You might need to turn a little bit earlier or a little bit later, depending on how the wind direction relates to the direction of the aircraft. Okay, enjoy. So this is really tricky. It's the first time I've flown a crosswind. If you look at the chart here, so on 220 at Harden, the wind was blowing pretty much straight from the left. So we can calculate that by saying 220. So we want to take off 90. The easiest way to do that is take off 100 and add 10. So 130. So we're going to fly out 1.5 miles, make a left-hand turn onto 130. So we're flying pretty much straight into the wind, and so we'll maybe want to go slightly past where we want to turn. Then we turn onto the downwind leg. So the downwind leg, the pure downwind leg would be a 40 in line with the runway, but we want to be facing slightly into the wind, so we want to be flying roughly 50 as we fly down on the downwind leg. Then you can see here we'll be taking a left-hand turn onto 310 with the wind behind us. And then we'll want to turn relatively early because the wind will give us a little bit of a push behind. So we'll turn early to face the runway, and then again facing slightly left of the runway onto 210 as we come in for the landing. So I think that's quite complicated. But let's see what that looks like in the actual circuit. So here we are on the runway. Clean up the aircraft, flaps forward, full throttle. Remember from the earlier videos what I'm not very good at, keep your hand on the throttle at all times as you are going down the runway and taking off. We're going to fly out. At Harden it's 1.5 miles, so a normal circuit you might take a left-hand turn around 500 feet. For Harden, by the time you've flown out 1.5 miles, which is noise abatement to avoid turning over the small village on the left-hand side, by the time you've flown out 1.5 miles, we are roughly around leveling out around 1,000 feet. You can see the aircraft is being buffeted a little bit by the wind. The key is not to fight that too much, not to overcorrect. Just try and keep the aircraft stable, and we're flying out now on that 210 heading, so that the aircraft as it points into the wind will be tracking roughly 220 in line with the runway. So we're going to level out now at 1,000 feet, push forward on the yoke, level out, let the speed come up, and then throttle back, and then we're pretty much straight away as we've trimmed. Good lookout, left hand turn, onto 130. While flying into the wind, so we want to leave it. We're going to turn here at Harden where we can just see the ship canal where it turns left, but we want to turn left possibly a little bit later because we don't want to track too close to the runway and the downwind leg. So we're going to make a left hand turn now, so a good check around, a little bit of left rudder as we turn left onto the downwind leg. Don't forget here you want to be tracking, normally without the wind you'd be tracking 040 in line with the 040 runway, but you want to be tracking slightly into the wind, so that will be roughly 050. You can keep your point of reference. You can see the canal there up ahead. We can call air traffic control and report a downwind and then do the bump freeze check. So we want to brakes undercarriage, mixture, change the fuel, tank, check the radios, engine, direction, and the airframe and aircraft in the vicinity. Just maintaining 1,000 feet, keeping a good lookout. I think here there was another aircraft that was ahead of us on the landing, so we just need to find out where that is. And we can see that aircraft making the end of a final approach, so we're clear. We're with number 2. Now we want to anticipate the turn, so carpet on. We're anticipating the turn onto the base leg. At Harden we want to turn, there's a row of trees or a caravan site. We want to just turn left onto the base leg, throttle back so we can come down to 70 knots, first stage of flaps. Just want to watch your height here. Don't forget at this point the wind is behind you, so you could just get a little bit of push from the wind. We want to make sure we're down around 700 feet when we want to turn left onto final. Hand on the throttle all the time. Keep a good lookout. Turn a little bit earlier onto final as the wind is pushing you, don't forget, from the back. You notice there I still haven't got my hand on the throttle. I just really need to remember that. Once you're on final, second stage of flaps. And once the aircraft is stable, you can call air traffic control and report on final. And you can see how we're just tracking left to offset the wind. Pick a point on the runway. Ensure that you maintain the speed. That's really, really important. Speed is the most important thing. Maintain the downward directory point at the point on the runway. Don't allow the aircraft to lift up. Just hold your nerve. Hold your nerve. And then with the wind you want to turn the yoke into the wind, clean up the flaps, carpet off, full power, and then we're going round for the next circuit. That's all I've got for you in this video. If you liked it, please like it. If you want to be notified when other videos are uploaded, then please subscribe or leave any comments. I'd love to hear from you. I always respond, and I'll catch you next time.